Hello, today we'll be showing you how to install a printed circuit board or PCB into a VersaSpeaker case. You will need the top half of a VersaSpeaker case, printed circuit board, screwdriver. I'm using a Phillips 0. A Phillips 00 also works. Rubber boot for the switch, rubber seal for the USB-C, and 2 small screws. You will also need a vacuum seal kit, testing kit. So a couple notes about the speaker. When you pull it out of the bag, you want to try to make sure you don't, when you're assembling it, you don't scratch any of this black epoxy paint. It has a serial number on the side, which we will use later, and just want to make sure you don't scratch it. Printed circuit board, notes about that. If you can, pick it up by the sides. Don't touch the top components or the bottom components if possible. So, first thing you want to do is put on your USB-C seal onto the USB-C port. Now, something to keep in mind and to watch out for is to make sure you don't twist it when you put it on and it's nice and straight. Okay, and then you want to put on your switch boot. Just pop that on like that. Now when you're ready to insert it into the speaker cover, you put it into the end that has this hole and these 2 light pipes. So you want to tilt it with this end down, kind of plug it in gently, push down a little, and then push over. So you'll notice we will be fastening it with this hole and this hole with 2 screws in there. You'll notice they don't really line up. So what we do is we make sure our switch boot isn't squished or in at an angle. Usually it won't sit as nicely if it is. If it's nice and flush or flat with the surface, you can proceed. So what we'll do is we'll take our finger and kind of push on this edge here, and that will sort of align the hole. We'll place a screw in. Your screwdriver tip should be magnetic, which should help. That's not how to do it. So maybe I'll do it more like this. You can always figure it out yourself too, whatever works best for you. And once you start it, you want to try not to let your screwdriver slip and damage any of the components. So you're going to turn it down till it just kind of, not fully tight. I'd say about 70 to 80%. Because what you want to do is you want to push up on this board, and that you can see aligns the hole for this screw. So I will push up, align this hole, theoretically drop the screw in. These screw heads are very tiny, so you want to be careful you don't strip them out. So now I've started the screw, and I'm just going to screw it all the way in. Apply a little pressure on the top of this board. Just going to check to make sure this boot is okay, and it is. Apply a little pressure to the top of the board. Turn the screw all the way in. Go back to the other screw. Turn that guy all the way in. Only need a few more revolutions. And they seem to be good. So you can check, make sure both screws are in, and your boot looks good. Everything seems to be fine. Now one last check is to check the vacuum seal of this speaker top. All we'll do is we'll use our vacuum seal checker kit. This is a rubber gasket here. You want to kind of tuck the wires to the side so they don't interfere with this checking the seal. We're going to kind of seal this against the rubber gasket, and it's going to check the seals for any air coming in and out. These two seals here. So we'll place it face down onto here. Make sure our edge isn't sticking out across, but rather a line. Same on this end. And now if you watch this needle, I'm going to pull the syringe, and I'm going to push down. The needle stays at its position, then you can let go and the needle goes back to its original position. A bad seal would be pulling the syringe and nothing happening, like this, or pulling the syringe, seeing it go up, and then seeing it release like that. That would be a bad seal. Otherwise, you only need to have it sealing for a second or two, and then you can, I'd say maybe more like 2 to 3 seconds, you're good to go. That's the first part of this assembly.